Oh, and this is the other news.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Riot Games. I snuck in here.
And this is the other news, right? We got a huge announcement for 2XKO, and that is they announced they're gonna be doing their playtests, right? Their supposed, oh my god, I spit. Wow. Their supposed like at-home like demos slash betas for 2XKO. And so we got like some insight.
A playtest towards the end of this year. It's going to be in August, calling it Alpha Lab. This is the next step in building this game together with players. And so this is going to be a very early version of sort of our first draft of the whole game, not just core gameplay.
So it's not just the two characters on screen hitting each other and then the assist coming in and stuff like this, but the actual around that, playing online against other human beings.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be an online playtest. Offline play is there, but it won't be in this test. And you'll be able to play from at home, PC or Xbox or...
Oh, so multi-platform. Nice.
The whole experience of like how you get into the game. What are there things to do other than fight? We have some great ideas and we put them together in a little package. And so it's going to be a little jank, but that's kind of the point. It's important that we hear your voice at an early enough stage where we can actually make changes.
Yeah, and I get the sense that this is really just the bones of it, right? Like the gameplay is there for everybody to mash on and have a good time, but the bones and the outline of all of the other systems in the game, like how you play against other humans,
right?
What the UX and UI and stuff like that looks like, all these other features around the game besides
crazy that like Sajam
hitting another character on the screen.
Sajam got like the chance.
To play this at home.
Now it's like fighting game like content creators are like,
I'm the Evo champion.
It's sort of like this like
this needs to be different.
Phenomenal phenomenon that they're like,
it was hard to figure out how to play
celebs now.
Like, you know, these kinds of things. Like, what are you looking for?
Sajam is like the Brad Pitt.
Yeah, exactly. This is our first draft of like sort of the whole game loop.
Like
right?
the Brad Pitt of like
play with your friends.
Fighting games.
We're trying some things that are, you know, some things that are conventional to be familiar to you, some things that are new.
Big like FGC heads like Max Dude, obviously Sajam. Who else was there?
Tag me in. Yeah. Sean, tell us about the kind of cool things that we're looking for.
Who else is there? Oh, Wafflemonger. Wafflemonger got like a huge like bit.
Right.
And so and of course we got like general stuff like not even just like fighting games, but just like general gaming head figures or content creators. Sorry,
the larger parts
like Gamers Cage,
even though it's very
Gamers Cage and like
I get the sense
Pokemon
direction. Like this is what we're thinking about doing. So you know, it seems like feedback of like whether you think that's a cool place to go or not is good. And to your point that Tom just mentioned. It's not just, oh, this is all the stuff in the game, this is what I like about this, but things that are missing. If you're like, oh, I really wish this feature was in the game, right? Maybe you guys are already planning it, but maybe it's something you weren't thinking about and it might be useful, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're long-time fighting game players and we just want to make a better future. And this is like the first step there, and it's the first step of many with players in this capacity where people can take it home and play with it.
All right, so this test is coming out. People are gonna get a chance to play it. So when I boot up the video game, if I get in, when I boot up the video game and it's time to play, like what do I have my hands on?
First and foremost, you know, we're gonna let people that get in be able to invite one other player to come in and play the game, which is really exciting.
Oh,
so, you know, you get in there. Get
really?
With a friend. You're gonna see
pretty
the champions
cool.
that we've seen so far up through EVO Japan and Combo Breaker, but there's gonna be a new.
Wait, so wait a minute. So wait a minute. You can do like when the play test comes out, you can do like, let's say you get like invited, right? You get invited, you registered and everything, you signed up for the play test. You got like the play test, but if you get like a play test, you get like a chance to squad up with a homie and you both get the chance to play it even though the homie didn't have the code? Or like applied but didn't get the chance to get the play test. So he can also play as well via the act of like sharing.
You know, Ari, who will have a little bit of an updated kit, a little bit easier to play, but still have that ceiling. You'll see other things like we'll have
change-ups.
A new fuse, called a pulse fuse, which
wait, what? A new fuse?
Is ceiling. You'll see other things like we'll have a new fuse called a pulse fuse.
Pulse fuse, which is the recommended way to play. Really? Press attack buttons rapidly for devastating combos. Oh, so this is like what? Like modern controls? Like auto combos?
Is the recommended way to play it. It makes it much easier and get to the fun more quickly, as well as some changes based on feedback we've heard.
Oh, wow.
Combos are. So we're
that's smart though.
Outliers and Also, we're upping some of the special damage and early combo damage.
This is a tag-based fighter,
Make
so
matches go a little bit more quickly.
not
Every time
a
I see
lot
you,
of
they're
like, you know,
last time you guys
accessibility
mentioned
features
this,
in
it's
like
basically like every
tag-based
time I
things
talk to someone,
other
it's
than
like, you guys mentioned this
fighters
last
to an
time, and
extent.
this is new, so tell me what you think about it, right? It's been almost always
To get like a
universally,
one
hey, some
button
change
like
or something
command.
that somebody mentioned last time is like in this.
I wonder if
version,
it's
so
gonna be like
I'm sure the same
Street
kind of thing will
Fighter,
happen, but I wanted to
where
touch on
that
this
one
fuse
button
that
does
you were
everything
talking
for
about a
you.
second.
Our aspiration for this game is to make a game that's really fun right away, both for experienced players and like whatever your skill level like with fighting games. If you're brand new, if maybe like you played a lot of fighting games but you haven't played this kind of tag fighter, or if like you're really into tag fighters, like no matter what your background, we want you to have fun right away.
And so we try a lot of things, and one of the things we land on is this pulse fuse. The way it works is you can mash light, medium, or heavy, and it will lead you into an auto combo.
Right.
And so just mashing light, this is what you get.
Perfect.
And so,
Oh,
and if you mash medium, you get this.
Yeah, Spencer meter.
it's
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
Spencer Meter,
Fighters.
going to Super.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Fighters.
It goes right into your ult. Of course, you need to have the meter, to go into the ult.
Yeah,
so
definitely
that
Dragon Ball
affects you
Fighters
that way.
inspired. Okay,
But
so
the
it's
really cool thing
DBZF
about
mode.
this, fuse as well is you can flow between the options. So like, you can hit this light, get into an air combo, switch to medium, and now all of a sudden it goes right into the other super. Once people start getting comfortable switching, between the different lines of auto combo with Impulse, then they can start maybe like, oh, cool, I can kind of get an idea of how this character's combos work. I can see the basic building blocks,
Right.
what
I
comes after what.
see.
Then they could try it on their own and maybe like lead into an advanced fuse.
And also all your manual options still work while you have this fuse.
I was gonna say this whole time you've been on Pulse Fuse doing all these fancy combos and stuff, but like if you want to, you can also do the auto combo. So if you're playing with a friend who's new and they pick the Pulse Fuse and they're learning the game, then you can still do all the fancy stuff you want to do with your character.
One of the most important things for us is being able to play with your friends. We were hoping that this could also be one of those avenues to better enrich the duo play experience when someone's brand new. They're having a good time.
The only like, what was it? The counter argument to that is that if it's gonna be like fighters, where fighters kind of like started the auto combo for their tag-based fighting game, their assist-based fighting game system. I wonder if what sort of things will be there, like scaling, right? In Dragon Ball Fighters, especially in day one at launch, there was a thing called the auto combo bug. So how it works is that when you start off with lights, right? Lights do like their big purpose for light attacks are just poking the opponents. Like you can do like a light combo and then just interrupt their flow, and if you land like an auto combo with lights, you'll do like cool stuff, but the damage is very less. But what happened with fighters in season 1 is that in a light auto combo string is that if you hit the second part of your light auto combo string and then go for like an advanced combo, let's say like level 3 super, call in like assist, whatever, do sparking, then you get like unscaled damage for absolutely just like manipulating the game to your optimal advantage. So I'm wondering if that's going to be that situation. I'm pretty sure like Tony and Tom Cannon, the brothers that are, pioneering 2XKO, wonder if, they're wise enough and they'll like fix that. I kind of don't want them to fix that, but still though, it'll be super funny.
The more advanced stuff, you're actually playing the game together still. And again, like, they can take that next step at any time.
The option there is really, really nice, especially the onboarding is so much better when you have something like this that helps people out.
I actually find myself sort of dipping in and out of Pulse Fuse, like when we're testing a new champion and I'm like, okay, what does this character do, right? And then I say, okay, these are my bread and butters, this is kind of what the champion's all about, and then I try to do it manually, and then I can quickly, it's just a quick way of onboarding to the character by playing and not like watching videos or...
Like anything, tell us what you think about it.
Yeah.
When you're playing with it, you're trying it with different characters, when you're trying it with a friend.
Yeah, and that's something I'm really curious about is like when someone else plays it, if playing with their friend liked using it, or if their friend immediately jumped off and was like, cool, I'm gonna go do, this now, and like I'm gonna learn the regular combos. I'm really curious what people think, and when I teach people the game, I will definitely recommend them to try this, right, at first. But I was gonna mention on your topic about gameplay changes, you mentioned Ari has changed quite a bit. So what's the difference between the character from before to now? Because for me, I didn't end up learning her because I thought, well, this is gonna take me some time. Like, if she was a character that I was like, I think the floor is probably pretty high here, so when I have time at home, I'll learn the character. That was sort of the way I looked at her.
That's pretty crazy because you picked up Echo, which is like one of our more advanced characters, right?
Yeah. Well, I learned him and I didn't have time for Aura. That was kind of what happened. I was like, I'll spend my time on Echo, and then whatever everybody else does with Yasuo, I'll steal that.
Whatever everyone else does with Yasuo, I'll steal that.
One thing we heard a lot about.
Also, they're also updating the game before. They're also updating the game at the time of the playtest launch.
This is a really hard hump to get over, and a lot of the feedback we got was, oh hey, when I hit this S1, it just uses all my ammo up, and then I have to like find space to get it back, and most people can't do that.
Who am I going to be picking? I'm going to be picking Ilaoi and Darius.
But there's no more like
maybe
using the
Yasuo
ammo and then having to manually recharge it.
That's
Before, when
pretty
you hit
much
S1,
it.
it would do a barrage of Foxfire blasts, and now it just shoots a single Foxfire. But if you hit it a couple times, she'll do multiple hits. So you can just like do something really acrobatic and fun and use her magic.
Alright, because it's light, medium, heavy, assist, S1, S2 for button for the button map.
She can continue the combo
for
from there.
The button layout.
That's just because like, hey, I see this character and I want to use her and I want to do something fun, and so the team did a really good job.
Man, just like thinking about that, man, we're in like in the age of like
these acrobatics.
We're in the age of, once again, I talked about this in another video on the Khaiza's like channel. Y'all should go like check it out. We're in like in the age of like assist-based fighters. I kind of like that, you know, like we got 2XKO, we got the return of Marvel vs. Capcom collection really coming pretty soon, and we got the Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact fighting game, right? If we get like another one, like let's say like Capcom versus SNK, and that happens to be like a that happens to be like an assist-based fighter, holy shit, that would be so fucking awesome. But yeah, man, like, yeah, like these types of games don't really come on by every now and then, unlike, you know, a major title like Tekken or Street Fighter 1v1 type of like situation. I just want to see like chaos, you know? I like seeing like chaos fill the fucking screen, you know?
However,
even though I'm ass with them, I love
you can air dash
assist-based fighters very much.
And you can, you know,
a lot of creativity, possibilities, you know.
You have an assist come out, you know,
that
as well.
Sort of shit.
I have to guess what you're gonna do. But you know, there's counterplay, and so if you do it again, and I was any good at it, we could show you the counterplay. So you know, you can, if they're too predictable, you can hit her out of it.
Okay.
Down S1. Before, this used to be a bomb that would use all of your charges, but now what it does is it you know, creates this shot that homes in on you after a delay.
Yeah, homed on the air, yeah.
And so, you know, it's a little bit slow, but as you'd expect, you can actually do some really cool setups with it. So we'll go ahead and show you one just like quick example here, where if you call the assist and you switch to him, that still hangs out on the screen, and it's gonna go after you as well. So
that's dirty. God damn. Yep, that's assist-based fighters.
And I think
you won't get mixed, son.
She's really, really cool, and obviously she's really popular. People like the character.
You're gonna block a high and a low at the same time.
People
good luck.
Up and they're like, oh cool, she's like so new. I want to play her. She's really awesome. And they try and are like, oh god.
But the good thing about this game is that it has a breaker, but only like a tag-based breaker. So that's really awesome.
Faster while retaining that kind of skill ceiling for people long term, which
not gonna be a bunch of like sweatlord like sharks jumping in at like new prey.
Wild stuff and her tentacles, and I found that she was a really complex champ with a lot of things going on. So
just like dominating the scene.
The design side of both of those things.
I sort of reject this notion that like if you make it good for beginners, then it's sort of, you know, is bad for experienced players. We want both, right? And that's very hard. And with Ari, we saw that like we were really nailing it for like the high school players, but we were just missing for like new skill players. And so now everything that Sean says is like, how do we like raise the bar for everyone?
We're just like wanting people to like get to the fun quickly, feel like they can have an impact right away, and then cool, get into that flow state. Let me just get one more. And it's very tricky, right? Because it's a team game. We have to think about duo play. If you kill one champion too quickly, how does that feel? And we're super interested to know from everybody playing and everybody watching, like, hey, like, what does the game feel like now? You know, did we go far enough?
Yeah, is the game too fast? Like, is everybody like, oh gosh, I got in there and died in 5 seconds?
Died in 5 seconds, yep.
When they're newer. The games tend to take a little longer because people don't have fancy combos and stuff, but yeah, people are developing them pretty fast, even from just like playing on show floors. Every time I've given you guys...
Right, because like that's the thing, it's like, unlike like a Tekken or a Street Fighter or any like game that has like, 1v1 style, they're much more easier to manage because, of course, there are combos like in them, but at least you don't have to do like long extenuated combos like how you have in Marvel vs. Capcom games, 2XKO, so on and so forth. You have to like write like a whole, in the thoughts of like a casual player, unlike myself, you have to write like a whole fucking like paragraph of how to complete this combo, how to launch like a TOD. And these like versus games, right? Especially like one primary example, for instance, is like Battle for the Grid. Battle for the Grid, it's not like the modern, it's the wrong/modern example of assist-based fighters, because the game was designed in a way to fit Marvel heads, not just like Power Rangers heads. Well, it's like both, right? It's both Marvel heads and Power Rangers heads. And it's very like untested in a sense, right? It is like tested, but like there's so many characters that can do like TODs, like almost like 100, almost like 99% of the roster can do a TOD of some kind, right? There are like some bugs, some like errors in the game that allow characters to do like, even with like lights, the most max damage possible you can do. And on top of that, they have a Megazord function where you could just pop all 4 buttons and just repeat like some buttons to do even more damage to kill the opponent much more faster. That's the kind of like the scary thing for casual players is like, I want to get into 2XKO. It looks gorgeous. It looks pretty. I'm a League of Legends player, and I want to get in there with my friend and beat some ass, and I want to like strut with my $500 Ari skin. Unfortunately, you can't do that in like older games because that's the way older games like are. If you're up to speed with them, then you're perfectly fine. But if you're a newcomer and just want to like chill around and like play buttons, then it's gonna be like hard. That's why 2XKO has a lot of like modern accessibility features and a lot of like nicer features to appease the casual market. This game is not going to be like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a 2 touch of death combo like game. But it will take it. It is more accessible, so you don't have like special moves or any of the kind. Like, it's very Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. You have directional inputs, right? Very similar to, that game. So you'll have a lot more time, you'll have a lot more better understanding how the structure of your combo flows, right? So that's really good. That's really good. I wish like other fighting games, I wish like, let's say like a new Marvel vs. Capcom would have that feature to bring in more newcomers to the genre, to the subgenre of fighting games. That's very good, and I'm glad that 2XKO is taking like that position.
Feedback, it's you've come back and been like, all right, we tried it, or we looked into it and like we thought it made a lot of sense, or we did this change. And so there's always like a feeling of whatever I'm saying is not just like, yeah, all right, you say that's good, sure, guy. It does feel like, all right, this is what, we heard what you were trying here, we tried it like this. So it is a cool feeling to know that that's being heard, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody says and what you guys get for feedback once the game is playable.
Yeah, we're like literally making this game for you. Like you, of course, but also the general out there, right? But that's all there is to it, right? Like, we're in it to make a game for the FGC.
I see Jay Wong.
That can be something that players enjoy for a really long time.
You've been talking a lot about feedback, give everybody feedback. How do you give people feedback? How does that work? Do I just like send you a pigeon, or is there some kind of way that I communicate with Riot Games? I just write Dear Riot like it's Santa, or how does that work?
Right, so if you are in the playtest, we'll be sending out surveys, and so please fill out the survey. If you're not in the playtest, we're gonna let folks who are in the test stream, right? We'll be watching social media. We're not just gonna look at the surveys, we're gonna look at sort of the broader conversation that's happening around this video game. The other important thing is thank you everyone who signed up in the past. For this one, you're going to need to sign up again. Sorry about that. And the instructions and how to do all that, we just put out an article.
I think I signed up for it as soon as this dropped.
So check that out. Please sign up again.
Yeah, sign up for real this time.
Yeah, sign up for real. Or if you've already signed up, sign up again.
Yeah.
Sign up again.
I'm
yeah,
sure
like
down to sign up again. I'll be signing
these guys encouraged, like when they announced like the playtest, I think like 2 months ago, they like said sign up again, to make sure you get like a better chance at, you know, playing 2XKO. Sign that bitch up again. You know?
Up again. So who can get involved? Like what places on the planet can I check this out? Is it everybody? Is it certain places? How are you rolling this out?
In this first one, we're starting with a few select regions. It'll be on PC and console. We'll widen that out as we get closer to launch. But for now, this is our first sort of contact with like the player base at large, and so we want to like keep it a little bit contained. And this is sort of like an inflection point for us. Every single time.
Pretty sure like the usual flow for kind of like these like betas is that they'll first send out the first immediate like betas to those celebrity fighting game content creators like Sajam and MaxDude and Rafflemonger, Yipes, Tasty Steve, so many of those. And for the lesser individuals like that don't have a lot of clout, they'll get like probably like a few hours like later. That's just the way of how like betas roll out.
Players get their hands on this game, they teach us something new about it, and that's like our whole approach. We're literally making this game for the FGC. If you guys don't love it, then we're doing something wrong.
So we've been chatting about this for a while. It sounds like everybody's going to be able to sign up, get involved, which you guys have been encouraging everybody. There's an article they can check out, the YouTube description, wherever it is. Sign up, make sure you're in there. But what else is, you know, should we be looking forward to in this? Is there going to be more news, more information? Is it just like you guys are vanishing off the face of the earth until this thing is out? Like, what should I be looking forward to?
Yeah, for sure we'll have more information about like how this works and what's going to be in it in the weeks leading up to the test. And if you're going to EVO, you'll be able to take a sneak peek at the build there.
Nice.
Ooh.
So it'll be there, playable. Local play is in it.
Local play.
I
is
want to
there
emphasize that local play exists.
Yeah, to be clear,
Nice.
that will just be the local play version of it,
Yeah.
you know, and so all the around game stuff we talked about will come at the Alpha Lab moment.
This is our first step in sort of the next leg of the journey. As we get closer to launch, there'll be more of these. Not sure quite when. A lot of it will be based on what we learn from this test and how long it takes us to respond.
Sounds like a plan. So thanks for you two sitting down with me, inviting me in here to chit chat about the game. Thanks everybody watching at home. We'll catch you guys next time with more info on 2XKO.
Okay. And I heard they also said that there's going to be one more character or an unannounced character coming to the next build of 2XKO. Alright, which is like, oh shit, that's pretty dope. But yeah, so like 2XKO is going to be coming out real soon. Or not real soon, like soon-ish. So sign up for like these like betas for the alpha labs, as they call it, at play2xko.com. I've already signed up twice for the alpha labs. So if you are interested, y'all gotta like do your part. If you have like a league account, that's, you know, even better. But yeah, you can go like sign up on their website and just get like a snag of their playtest, right? I definitely want to get like a copy. I'm praying to like Allah, right? Praying to Allah that, you know, I've not been so fortunate with like these betas. Like I missed out Mortal Kombat, I missed out Tekken 8. So I'm really hoping, I'm really like praying that I could get like a copy soon.